said, hey everybody. I said, hey everybody. It's the dugcast. Yeah.
Hey out there, everybody in the internet's land. It's me, Doug, from outer space. Hope y'all's doing good. I'm doing fairly well myself. Got my Lone Wolf shirt on. Lone Wolf. We got plenty of people in the chat. We got Lorenzo Sleestack. We got the one and the only Dave. We got no one who has been upgraded to mod status because he's become a regular. And you stick around a few episodes and you talk, even if you suggest Justin Bieber, I'll make you a mod just because I like cool people. But we got Ash and Jackal on the chat. Thanks for stopping by, people. You guys is good peoples. I like streaming and talking to yous. Yous need Lone Wolf shirts though. Look, it's hard for me because I'm looking at my hands backwards. Lone Wolf. I about wore mine out. I've wore it so much. Like it's faded. It looks like an old rock and roll shirt now. Which is awesome. So we'll have to get me another one. Might just make one just for me. Put my name on the back. Doug Garrett. So people can see my name on my shirt, 'cause that's how cool I am. Oh, so I've been working on my website this morning. Stupid old thing didn't it didn't renew itself. I don't know what the problem was, some kind of PayPal issue, so I had to go fix that. And if you guys didn't know, you can always find out about stuff that I'm doing on my website, which is gravestonepress.com. And we've got this really awesome logo here that was done by 6 Scale Combat. He's a really awesome dude, and he did this logo for me. And there's a link right here. It says Comics to Die For. You can go to my Etsy store. Just click it. Gravestone Press. And you can buy a Lone Wolf issue 1 for $5. I've sold 20 of those, which is pretty awesome. You know, I thought that's pretty cool. But we're not looking at that right now. We're looking at Gravestone Press. There's a link to read issue 1 in black and white of Lone Wolf. So if you haven't read that, click on it. It'll open it right up. If you want to download it, you can hit the button and download it. And what's cool about the black and white version is you get to see Jeff's artwork in all its glory. And this has the old Gravestone Press logo on it. So, you know, Jeff did a great job on this book. I like that zombie face. This is my favorite page right here. This one is hanging up on my wall. Right there where you guys can't see it. But yeah, go check that out. You can read that for free. The link's here. If you forgot how to find Legends of Lone Wolf, you can go right here. You click this button. Opens up the Indiegogo page. So everything you need is right here. Our Facebook group, click it. There it is, Gravestone Press on the Facebooks. If you want to follow us on Twitter, click it. Gravestone Press on the Twitters. Everything you need is right here. And I was working on today and I updated the titles. You go to titles. We've got Lone Wolf. We've got Napalm Brothers, which this link doesn't really work yet. We're setting up the page right now. We're about to launch Napalm Brothers as soon as we get the page up. We'll start promoting the crap out of it. This is just a little blurb I wrote. We may or may not change it. This is just my... I didn't write the story. This is a story by 6 Scale Combat. He did the story, he did the art, he did everything. And it's absolutely killer. But Napalm Brothers, the jungles of Vietnam made these men brothers. When one of them turns up dead, they decide to wage war. It doesn't describe the awesomeness of the book at all. You definitely need to go check that out. Then we got Legends of Lone Wolf, and I'll be adding more stuff to this. We've got the Bunderdome in the chat. Hey! And we've got Bean in the chat. What's up, Bean? Glad to have you guys stopping in. Go smash that like button if you haven't yet. And go check out the Gravestone Press website. Sign up for the mailing list. I send special offers to the mailing list sometimes. But yeah, there's our website. Go check that out. It's good. Got good stuff on it. It's like our central hub for everything. And like I've been saying, we're getting close to wrapping up Legends of Lone Wolf. If you want to get on it, now is the time. Almost all the pages are in. I believe there's colors going down on one of the stories, and that's it. So, the book's starting to get laid out. As soon as I get everything laid out and make sure everything looks good, we're going to order all the copies. I've got 2 ash cans to print. Legends of Lone Wolf, the Legends of Lone Wolf Kickstarter book, the Legends of Lone Wolf hardback book, trading cards, stickers, posters, like a million things that if you back this book that you're getting, and it's going to be awesome. So make sure you get that. I don't know if we've got enough money to cover all that crap. We'll make it work. I'll make it work if we have to print it on the high quality thin toilet paper. But since I was talking about that, I actually have a couple pages here I wanted to pull up and show you guys. This is a page by J. Paul Sheik. He's one of my favorite artists on the book. This story was by him and Cal Jameson. And you might know Cal from Shinobi Sasquatch. Cal, we met on Twitters, and he's been good to me and helped me out with one of my scripts that's never going to get made in anything because nobody has time to do it. But yeah, here is his artwork for part of his story. Now his is in black and white because it fit the aesthetic they were going for, and you can see it's got tons of shading and tons of detail and all that. It looks really good. Somehow I've messed it up. Now I can't scroll to the next one. Here we go. Now this one right here is a story I wrote, and well, I wrote it, and then one cool thing is Marshall Lee, who did the artwork. Me and him kind of worked on some parts, and he added some stuff to it that I really liked. So pretty much, I told him to make sure when he lettered it to give himself a writing credit on it. But this story here introduces a character that I want to do some stories with, and he is a samurai ghost from Japan, and him and Wolf run into each other and end up fighting a bunch of Japanese monsters. So I like that one. I thought that one turned out good, and I really like the colors on it. Then this one here, this is some artwork that's getting colored still, but this is by Jeremy Peerboom, and old JP I think is a good artist. He thinks he's not, but he's silly. He's absolutely ridiculous because this is awesome, and Wolf kind of looks like Danzig. The Bunderdome says they should fight Bill Cosby. They totally should. They could fight him and the kids. and Rudy Theo. That's on you, Tim. You caused that. But yeah, I like that JP's version of Wolf looks like Danzig. And then here, I really liked this page too. Because we see Wolf, he's fighting these monsters. These vampire things. They look like Nosferatus. He wanted to do that. And I was like, I'll go for it, man. That's awesome. And we got MC TV in the chat. And he says, I like Peer Boom. I think he's good too. I do too, man. The dude needs to realize that he is a perfectly fine artist. And I actually told him that I would like to do some more stuff with him. I like the way this looks. I actually have a project in mind that I would like for him to work on. It's kind of a spin-off from Lone Wolf. And then he did a Wendigo here, which I really liked. And look at the close-up on that face there. That is cool. I think that's all of the artwork I had to share. Yeah, because there's my Earthworm Jim picture and that. And there's some snow. That's all of that poop. And, you know, the last couple days, we got Matthew Reese in the chat. What's up, buddy? Dave says, I'm not taking the blame today. Yeah, it's not your fault that we had Bill Cosby today. Which is kind of funny that Bill Cosby was mentioned. Because the other day I played the House of Cosby's intro. No problem from YouTube. No problem at all. Well, the other day I played, 30 seconds of Neil Peart playing the drums. And got a copyright strike. Which I don't care. I'm not monetized. If they can make money off of it, go ahead. More power to them. And then I got a copyright strike yesterday for playing the Brave Star intro. And I was like, oh, you poop heads. You poop heads. So today I thought, hey, we'll play House of Cosby's again. Because I don't think I had the sound up the other day where you guys could actually hear it. So we're going to make this big. And let me come down here and stretch this out a little bit. Where you guys can see more Cosby's.
I'd like to explore, and I'll get into stuff. Maybe I can look around, Rudy. You see, Theo, each Cosby is getting worse than the last, you see.
Jesus, you're right, Cosby one.
I like to explore the house, I will go around the house. I'm Curiosity Cosby, you see.
Dear God, this has to stop now.
He was a Cosby fan at heart, it's clear. He searched and found a Cosby hair. He spent 10 long years and built a cloning machine. And now he's accomplished his wonderful dream to make a house of Cosby's. It's a house of Cosby's.
It's a House of Cosby's. Rudy Theo!
All right, it's done. I locked the basement. No more Cosbys.
Well, Theo, sometimes you just have to try your best, so.
I feel terrible. This all started because I wanted a Cosby of my own to entertain me
You
and
see-
tell me Cosby jokes all the time.
But that wasn't enough, was it, Rudy?
But see, this cartoon
No, I wanted
here
more.
is made
I couldn't be
by
happy with just
the,
one Cosby.
one of the Rick and Morty
Had to have
guys,
two.
and it was pre-Bill Cosby roofie fiasco. So at that point, nobody knew knew anything about the Cosby. It was just a funny concept there. And so, there's 5 episodes of that. Like I said, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim was going to pick it up, but Bill Cosby sent them a cease and desist, so they couldn't. But it's absolutely ridiculous. It might be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. At one point, there's a female Cosby, and the guy you see there that was making the clones falls in love with it. And then there's like a Satan Cosby, and it's ridiculous. We got Eric Hawkins in the chat. He says, how is everyone today? I am doing fantastic. Seems like everybody here's doing pretty good. Yeah. Midnight Cherry says, isn't this from the non-Dan Harmon Rick and Morty guys? Yeah, Justin Roiland, or however you say his name. I believe he was the one behind it. So, he was behind the Rudy and Theo. I'm about to poop and pee in my pants, you see. Theo, you put the pill in the drink and you bring to the boom jello pop kids. Blame that on Tonic Mole. He wrote all that out and I read it. So from now on, this is apparently just going to become a Bill Cosby stream. Every day, we're just going to talk about Bill Cosby. And we're going to pull up Bill Cosby stuff to watch on the thing. And you guys will like it. You'll be like, hey, I didn't know how much I liked the Bill Cosbys. Matthew Reese says, I'm at work. And the Bunderdome says, your impressions are hysterical. That's the only impression I can do, is a ridiculous Bill Cosby. Can't really do any more. I used to do some, and I can't remember what they were. The Cosby Fan Club. Yeah, instead of the dugcast, it's going to become the Cosby Cast, and we're going to talk about Cosby all the time. Pull up YouTube videos and try to get more copyright strikes. Let's see. Yeah. Fat Albert did nothing wrong. That's right. Can you do Kermit the Frog? I can, kinda. But last time I done it, I nearly destroyed my vocal cords. And I don't want to do it. I mean, Bill Cosby is fun. And it doesn't make my throat explode. Product placement. I used to have a client, and he was always say he was doing Kermit the Frog, but he sounded like Miss Piggy, which always cracked me up. So I typed in Bill Cosby. Let's just pull this up here on the thing. Typed in Bill Cosby, and all we get's a bunch of jail stuff. Here he is, part of his stand-up, which I used to think was pretty hilarious. No one says the coke's not from Cosby, is it? I hope not. If it is, you'll just see me just like fall over, and you'll hear a thud. Then you'll hear, oh, the kids, Theo, Rudy. Bill Cosby's like a really old man. How come nobody ever figured out this stuff like way back when? Bill Cosby special barbecue sauce. Let's see what that says.
I love your neck, honey.
Well, now, it certainly is nice to see them work things out for themselves.
They haven't worked anything out for themselves. It's my barbecue sauce.
Your barbecue sauce.
My barbecue sauce. Haven't you ever
Tonic Mole
noticed after
says,
people have something
I'm
with
not going to
barbecue
repeat that.
sauce,
It's funny though.
after a while, when it kicks in, they get all huggy-buggy?
Oh wait, did you hear that?
After a while, when it kicks in, they get... People have some of my barbecue sauce. After a while, when it kicks in, they get all huggy-buggy.
Oh, stop.
I'm dead serious. Haven't you ever noticed that after one of my barbecues and they have the sauce, people want to get right home? Let me tell you something else. I got a cup of it up on the night table at I got a cup of it, I said. Left it up there breathing. Why don't you give the chicken...
kind of creepy there, Bill. We're not watching no more Cosby. So apparently it was barbecue sauce the whole time. Lorenzo says, Cosby totally ruined Cosby for everyone else. Eric Hawkins says Brian Shearer and Elliot do a Cosby skit with Cosby calling in from prison on their paranormal show. Those dudes are hilarious. I've not heard the Cosby, but I've heard the... Anytime that Brian Shearer does Michael Caine, I absolutely lose it, man. His Michael Caine is hilarious. Cosby totally ruined Cosby for everyone else. Just replace the saucy word with Huggy Buggy with my barbecue sauce. Let's see. Matt Reese says, when I was little, I loved Fat Albert, especially the Brown Wasp or whatever it was. Dude, I watched Fat Albert every day. I'd come home from kindergarten, and I was in Head Start, which is like a preschool type program. And as soon as we get home, Fat Albert was on. Watched Fat Albert for like an hour. And actually, when I was a kid, like pre-Nick Jr., like Nickelodeon, had like these Bill Cosby shorts all day long where Bill Cosby had this little pen and he would draw stuff and say funny things and talk to the kids. And that's just kind of weird now. At least he wasn't giving the kids any of his barbecue sauce. Just making people yeah, Lorenzo, that's what he's talking about. Cosby was talking about putting stuff in the barbecue sauce, making people all huggy buggy. It's like, Rudy, Theo. Oh, Lord. Bill Cosby, the serial huggy buggy, or whatever. I don't even know how to say that, but oh, Lord. Eric Hawkins says, I remember Cosby on Captain Kangaroo. Picture pages. Yeah, I got a jet, folks. Keep it real, says Matt Reese. Hey, we'll see you later. Take it easy. I'm going to be on his show here next week. I think. I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week. Lorenzo says, I used to draw along with Cosby as well. Yeah, I loved that. I love those little shorts that was on Nickelodeon. And, on top of Captain Kangaroo. I don't know what you guys talk. I didn't watch Captain Kangaroo. Let's pull up the YouTube. This is my favorite thing now because I like being able to do this. We'll go over here and go YouTube.com. Oh, there we are. Let's have another Dougception today. You want to? On top of Captain Kangaroo. I don't know what you guys talk. I didn't watch Captain Kangaroo. Dougception. Let's pull up the YouTube. We got old Matt Krotz in the chat. This What's is my favorite up, buddy? Because I like being able to do this. We'll go over here. I saw YouTube. Bill Cosby live a long time ago, and he was so dang funny. Yeah, man, I used to. I've got a couple of his records. Let's have another Dougception today. You want to? On top of There's 3 Dougs now. I don't know what you guys talk. I didn't watch Captain Kangaroo. Dougception. Let's pull up the YouTube. We got old Matt Krotz in the chat. What's up, buddy? I like being able to do this. Now, how long are you guys gonna be able to watch this nonsense? Complete and utter nonsense. Look how many Dougs is on the screen. Alright, well, that's enough of that. That's enough of that garbage. I don't know why you guys watch this show. We got 10 viewers right now. 10 people who are just here for the Cosby. Let's see, Bill Cosby, Captain Kangaroo. Hey, look, there it is. There we go. That's what you guys was talking about. Eric Hawkins says, I think the Nickelodeon shorts were taken from Captain Kangaroo. Maybe. It says Walt Disney on it. We're going to get a copyright strike again. From Rudy and Theo.
Okay, now as fast as you can, be along with me. You say picture pages, picture pages, picture pages. No,
Picture
that's not fast
pages!
enough. Now, come on.
And the
Picture
kids!
pages, picture pages, picture pages, faster. Picture pages, picture pages,
I can't do it fast. I
Very
can't do the
slowly.
Cosby voice
Picture
fast.
pages. Now, here are.
Yeah, this was the show because I remember that little thing that's on his.
Picture pages, time to get your picture pages.
But I never saw the intro and stuff.
Picture pages, open up your picture pages. Time to watch Bill Cosby do a picture page with you.
Yeah!
There you are, and here I am. But I've got a problem. You see,
He's got a problem, folks.
This up to today, but I would really look silly if I open it up. See, and it won't stay up. See, I would have to hold it this long. You know, what else can I do? Because it keeps coming down. Maybe I could get some ideas from some of the pictures, you know, on the picture page. I mean, for instance,
From the
this
picture
yo-yo,
pages.
If I could get the string.
Name drop.
And I could hold the string up here, and it would stay up with the string, you know? This is an ice cube. I don't know. You can't. I've never seen anybody take an ice cube.
Tonic Mole says we should all start pretending
And
we're
number 3,
unrepentant
that's a plug.
Cosby
Come on,
fans and act
let's
surprised when
but
new
this
folks
is
show
not
up and
a
mention
picture page,
his
so-
Huggy Buggy.
Well,
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. How dare you?
Tape. Maybe you think if I tape it up?
Cosby would never
you
do
already
that.
knew that about the tape?
Because he loves the
Oh,
kids.
you know everything, man. So I take the
Yeah,
tape.
I didn't know that was from that. I learned something new today. I never watched Captain Kangaroo either. That was, see, classic Nick, early 90s. That's where I watched it, Nickelodeon. Captain Kangaroo was before my time. Who's this guy? Weird Paul? Yeah, he looks weird. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. We ain't gonna look no more of that. We've already spent the whole stupid stream talking about Bill Cosby. We lost some viewers. We're down to 8 viewers now. How dare you? He's a saint, says no one. Yeah, Cosby's a saint. Think about all the stuff he did for all the kids. Matt C says, oh man, remember when people would wear polos over long sleeves? Did that in the 90s myself. I did that up in the 2000s. Of course, you know, pre-internet, where everybody had internet in their home. Place I lived, we was way behind the times anyways. When I was in high school in the 2000s, like, you'd have thought it was the early 90s. We was way behind everything. No one says look like Pedo Paul with that haircut. Lorenzo says Captain Kangaroo was great. However, he was neither a captain nor a kangaroo. That's true. The only time I ever saw Captain Kangaroo, I was bummed out that he wasn't an actual kangaroo. I knew who he was, but never watched it. I don't know if it even was on TV. I did, however, watch Bozo the Clown on Sundays. Loved Bozo the Clown. Did any of you all in the chat used to watch Bozo the Clown? I just keep wanting to pull up YouTube. I want to see how many copyright strikes I can get in one video. How many do you think I can do? Next stream we should watch The Big Comfy Couch, says Tonic Mole. Maybe we will. I like doing this. I like looking up stuff and watching it. I already forgot what I was going to look up now. I'm brain dead like that. Bozo was great, says Eric Hawkins. That's what I was going to look up. Bozo the Clown. Let's see. Let's look it up. Let's display. Here we go. Let's make this bigger. Not too big. Not too big. There's a 1966 one. Now look at that. That ain't my bozo. Look at that weird looking bozo. 1986. This was my bozo.
And now, back to the Bozo Show.
Hi, welcome back. Hey, I got an important question to ask you. Are you all set for lots
This
of
just
fun
seems
and
creepy
fabulous
now.
prizes?
And I remember
Well,
Cookie
they
the
are,
Clown.
and I really hope you are too, because it's now time to play Bozo's Grand.
No one says, didn't Bozo like to drink? I don't know, he might have. I knew a guy who played Barry in the Big Blue House was kind of a
let's
pedo.
go see who our
Well, that's
players are.
kind of weird.
It's a boy, 411. Is that you?
I remember that.
Well, we found our girl. Now let's eat all our bell. So your hands are free.
I want to see Cookie the Clown.
The enemy GoButts monster.
There he is.
Here's a hat with a different look, boy. It's a quad shade. The ultimate fun and sun visor from DDT Enterprises. And guess what, folks?
This is just a commercial.
Available at your favorite local motorcycle store.
Well, that's great. That's wonderful. But that's not all, Jimmy, because you and I...
Oh, this just seems creepy watching it now. I remember that's where I saw the Star Trek cartoon was on there. They used to play the shorts on there. That was pretty cool. Lorenzo says different cities had different bozos. They might have, but I watched the WGN bozo. That was the channel that we got here. Even though I'm in Tennessee, we got the Chicago bozo. Tonic Mole says, how was Bozo not a Huggy Bugler? Well, he might have been. For all we know, Bozo and Bill Cosby might have been the same person. You notice, he was awful fond of the kids. No one says they belong in a Rob Zombie movie. Oh, we've lost more viewers. We're down to 6 viewers. Apparently they didn't like the bozo. Or maybe people's got better stuff to do today. I wouldn't be surprised. Usually I would have better stuff to do, but I don't. I'm off work today. I put 3 packs of ribs in the slow cooker. Going to cook them all day. Going to have food for the next week. I'm going on a diet because I got a little bit of a weight problem. So, I'm eating pork. I know that sounds weird. But, last time that I did like the keto thing, I lost like 20 pounds and then quit and gained it all back. So, I'm going to cooking a bunch of pork and a bunch of meat and going to eat vegetables, no more junk food, no more Diet Coke after this Diet Coke's gone. Michael says we had that bozo in Newfoundland too. No one says probably afraid of clowns. Matt C says, I'm ride or die for this stream. Lorenzo says, I wonder if I watched the WGN Bozo or the one from Detroit. Detroit is such a shady place now. I just imagine Detroit Bozo like, looking like a homeless dude. Like Homie the Clown. Remember Homie the Clown from In Living Color? Homie, don't play that. Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid too. Probably why I'm warped in the brain. No one says don't cut out the Jello Pops. I don't eat Jello Pops anyways. I'm mostly just lazy. I work third shift and it just kind of drains you. Got a super weird sleeping schedule and Tonic Mole says, I don't think we had a bozo. And the Bunderdome is amused by Detroit bozo. Lorenzo says, I would have watched bozo during the early 80s. Yeah, for me, like 86 there, I'd have just been like 2-3 years old. But, like the 90s, early 90s, like 89, 90, 91. That's really when I would have watched bozo a lot. Tonic Mole says, homie rules. talk about stuff they can't do today. Remember Handyman? Every time that Brad Ashworth talked about his comic Handyman, all I could think of was Damon Wayans. Oh, man. I would pull up a clip of that, but I'm not going to do that today. I might do that tomorrow. Dedicate a whole stream to Handyman. Michael says Jim Carrey had some odd characters in that. So did... yeah, they just mentioned Handyman. Yeah, they had some really off-the-wall stuff, man. It was crazy. I still like to go back and watch a lot of it every once in a while. They definitely had stuff that they wouldn't be able to do now because people would be offended and would cry about it. No one says, I don't remember much of the 90s. How old were you in the 90s? No one. I was just a kid. I was just a kid! Oh, I was just a wee one. I was born in the 84. Early 84, March 84. And lived in Indiana the first 2 years of my life because my dad was in the Air Force. And then we moved here when he got out of the Air Force. So I've been here a long time. Long time. Tonic Mole says Blank Man was actually supposed to be the Handyman movie, but they had to change it. Oh, man. Which, you know, I kind of liked Blank Man. I thought that was pretty kind of funny. He was a little ahead of its time. But as far as 90s superhero movies go, I think Meteor Man's the best. And that's a great movie. Lorenzo says Detroit was so run down last time I visited. I've only been to Detroit once, and that was the airport. I flew over. It just looked like a dump. It's like, woo, hey, why are we flying over this dump? Then we landed. Sorry for anybody that's, might be in Detroit or around Detroit. It's a terrible, crappy looking place. That's been years ago, though. I flew up to Connecticut to visit one of my friends. And stopped in Newark at the airport and flew over the Statue of Liberty. Not like directly over it, but, went to Rhode Island. It was alright. Tonic Mole says he's going to step up and make a Handyman comic. Well, I mean, the way people are now, like, the only way you'd be able to make a comic about a disabled superhero is if you were disabled. Lone Wolf is based on like some of my family history, and I had a group on Facebook come after me for a little while and claim that because I wasn't like full-blooded Native American, I wasn't allowed to make a comic book about that character. I probably don't have much of that in my blood because of that's been like several generations ago. But if that's my family history, I don't see what the point is. If I wanted to write a comic about an African American character or a black person from a different country, I don't see what the problem would be. We're all humans. The Bunderdome says Detroit has RoboCop. That's true. RoboCop is one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite characters. Frank Miller did RoboCop. Frank Miller's awesome. Lorenzo says Detroit was a major city when I was a kid back in the 80s. Much different than it is now. Yeah, the 90s kind of killed Detroit there when a lot of the automotive industry moved out. Bunderdome says if Elizabeth Warren can get away with it, you should dang well be able to. That's true. Because this is a few generations back, but I can trace it back. That's what got me into writing it to begin with. Is I wanted to get into some of my family history and find out where my family came from. And when I got to looking into it, I found this story about the Cherokee and I thought it was really interesting. I kind of wanted to base a character on it. Tonic Mole says RoboCop is a masterpiece, nothing else like it. That's true, and the remake was such a disappointment. I like the remake just as a random action movie, but it shouldn't have been RoboCop. It was like generic. Lorenzo says Doug is blacker than Malcolm X. I wouldn't say this. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I do have an epic beard though, but it's kind of quit growing. It's been this long for a while now. I wish it would grow like really long. Chat, you're ridiculous. You'd have to be ridiculous because it's my chat. And the dugcast is the most ridiculous show on the internet. So I did make a DM group. Started adding some people I like in there. And it seems to be that most creators can do, nights and weekends. So I'm going to start trying to have a show during the week at night. A couple days a week. And then doing some weekend shows. So if you guys be on the lookout for that. I'll do like I always do and post a link on Twitter. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. I always have a good time talking about nonsense and doing Bill Cosby voices and whatever other kind of ridiculous stuff we're into for the day. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of all the drama and the nonsense that goes on in the indie comics realm on Twitter and on YouTube. I'm just ready to have fun, have a good time, make friends with people who want to do the same. If you constantly want to fight with somebody and be a poop head, and I'm not saying anything. If you take up for yourself or you want to point out some bull mess, that's on you. I'm just gonna sit back and laugh. I don't really want to get involved in any of this crap anymore. It drug me down a lot last year, and I had people coming after me and saying a bunch of stupid crap. And I know what it's like, and I see other people go through it, and I understand. But this year, I'm not putting up with it. I've just blocked everybody who causes drama, and the cream will rise to the top. And those are the people that I'm gonna hang out with. Dave says, leave the drama with Obama. That's right. Let Obama have the drama. That's all I got to say about that. Yep, there we go. That's Dave's campaign motto there. Dave 2020, leave the drama with Obama. But I do want to have a show a couple nights a week, similar to the Bunderdome. But I just want to get... last year I was watching a lot of streams where a couple nights a week you'd see a bunch of creators get together and talk about their books and have a good time and just be silly. And I kind of want to bring that back. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be dropping some links and some chats. Get some creators I like on, and we'll try to bring back the fun. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope y'all have a good day, and I will talk to yous later. Bye.